Let's go.
Let's go. Intro was, man, that's crazy. Man, that just got me so excited. Like
9, 8, 7. Yeah,
six,
let's get to it.
4, 3.
What's up, sports fans, man? Welcome to the WTP Sports Dudes show. We got a live podcast for you. Sorry for the technical difficulties, man. We were supposed to start this stream around 8:30, man. We was going through some computer science over here, though. I'm FanDuel Zaya. Welcome to the stream. I got my main man, JoJo Mossberg, Level Up Sports 10 with me. How you doing, family?
Man, feeling pretty good, man. I see we are on a late night stroll. It's 9:30,
Yeah,
and y'all know my schedule, man. I got 2 hours of sleep. We on Facebook Live. I was telling everybody, man, it's good to see you. You did your thing. FanDuel Zay, man, I love what you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all FanDuel Zay's doing. When it
yeah.
comes to what he do, man, we appreciate you, and it's good to see you as well, man. How you feeling?
Man, listen, man, I'm feeling great, man. My daughter, her first birthday was today. The family definitely turned out and showed up how they was supposed to, and made her feel very loved. So I'm grateful and thankful for all of them. You know, everybody that showed up and everybody that even couldn't be there too. I'm thankful for them too. The ones that sent birthday wishes. You know, so man, today was just a beautiful day, bro. I
Yes,
ain't gonna
sir. Yes,
lie.
sir.
I cried about it, to show a
Hey,
little vulnerability. I
yeah.
cried about it a little
Nothing
bit.
wrong with it, man.
So,
Hey, that's just the growth in you as a man, bro. When
yeah,
you shedding some tears, that's just life having its best times and best moments. And happy birthday! I know I sent one to you, but happy birthday to the baby girl, man. Shout out to you and what you've been doing, man. You talk about
appreciate
her
it.
all the time. I know you enjoyed it. That was the first of so many more to come, man. And just
Woo! Hey,
prepare yourself.
it was a great first too. It was
Yes,
turned.
indeed.
You
Yes,
know what I'm
indeed.
saying?
Yes,
Hey,
indeed.
and I'm drinking the champagne too to celebrate it at the end.
Toast,
You know what I
toast to the
mean?
baby girl. I'm gonna toast that coffee to her, man, for sure.
Hey, I want to give a special shout out to WTP Sports Dudes himself, Mr. Robert. I want to definitely give a shout out to the man of many hats, aka somebody else, Mr. T1. And we cannot forget he's not last and he's not least, Mr. Parlay Poe. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Definitely
sir.
shout out them guys too, man. Hey, tap into all the channels. Um, we here. We here. We
Here.
about to become a powerhouse, man. We working, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
we
Yes, sir.
don't do this for no reason. We doing it for y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe and make sure y'all show some love and hit that like bell.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
hey, we gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna start with the recap of yesterday. Just to start off first with college basketball and what's been going on in the college basketball world. You know, we getting close to March Madness, Mossberg. I know you was up in that group chat yesterday. You was talking about that Houston team, but we gonna get to them guys too.
We
But
get to him. We gonna get to him.
let's start with number one Auburn at home against Georgia. Final score is 70-82. What did you think about that game, my guy?
Auburn is number one. Georgia, I just didn't think that Georgia actually had enough steam for them. And as we see, when Auburn go on them runs, when you got Boom playing the way Boom plays, but they have guard play. Their guard play is dangerous. And I think Auburn right now, so far, is the best number one team that we have seen this year has been able to play some big games and win them. But as we seen in this Georgia game, they played even stout and got a big win as well. Nah, you good. You good.
You hear me? Hey, listen, family. Everybody gotta sit tight with me, man. I don't know you have a new streaming system. This the first time I done got to it, so just bear with me. I'm trying to keep the camera on and all that. Hey, but look, let me go ahead and get into what I want to say about Auburn, man. Auburn is a problem. Okay. Hey, anytime you got the best big in the country and you can slow the game down, you have multiple ways to be able to win the game. As long as your team show up defensively. And they fly around on defense as well. But I definitely want to say another thing too. Georgia, that's a good team. You know what I mean? I mean, you look at their record, you be like, oh, they're 16-11.
Yeah,
But like, bro, they didn't lose to nobody in non-conference but Marquette. So, like, when you talking about going into conference play, they beat everybody in non-conference. How did they get to 16-11? That
right.
SEC is just a monster, man. Hey, it's one of the it's that conference is like that this year. It just is, it's just a problem.
That SEC is very tough, and I think when it comes to the SEC, seeing you got Auburn number one, you have Florida number two, then you have Alabama number four. With the likes of Tennessee ranked at number six. You're talking about the SEC. That's a very tough conference, and when it's all said and done, we sit back and we ask ourselves, is it going to be a SEC team that comes out on top and takes this tournament, or is there a Duke team that's coming in and that's going to take it? We appreciate you tuning in this evening post game. We are coming in on the late night side of the stream this evening. We just been catching up on so much basketball over the weekend, and we got FanDuel Zay there. He got his new connection on his podcast, setting him up and going in and out. So bear with us as we continue to lingo in with FanDuel Zay, but he's here, and as we continue to speak, as post game said, we are cooking, and he wasn't talking about Chef Curry. We appreciate that, boss. As you was
uh,
talking about those Auburn Tigers, you can continue on, FanDuel Zay.
yeah, nah, man, they a problem, man. They fly around. My mic cut out on me when I was talking.
Nah, you good. It was just the video went out.
Yeah, my video keep going out. That's something I'm gonna have to take care of when I got some downtime. But uh, yeah, bro, that Auburn team, bro, they legit. But like I said though, that Georgia team, like I said, they didn't lose to nobody in non-conference play but
Yeah.
but Marquette. So when I look at it as a whole, like when I was going through just my notes and all the study that I did, man, bro, that SEC, when you think of a regular year, a regular time of the year, bro, in non-conference, bro, that matters. Them games matter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like if it was like a committee situation like college football, bro, I wouldn't even be mad if they put like 13, 14 SEC teams in the tournament because
Just
that's
that
how
crazy.
tough that conference is. And
Yeah.
you cannot tell me the 14 or 15th team in the SEC couldn't go and smack anybody. You couldn't tell me, you know? So,
Like it's
it,
many of them that could really
man,
do that. Any
hey,
out
it's
of
a lot
any
of them,
out of
bro.
those
I'm
two
telling you, it's a lot of them, dog.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them. But like I said, man, that SEC though, they gonna be a wrecking to come for that tournament time though. You got any other thoughts on that game, Moss?
Nah, I talked a little bit about it, and I think you hit right on point. I mean, a lot of people would have thought Georgia wasn't as good, but we know what Georgia stand on. We look at them like they are. In football, we just don't know what we're gonna get out of them, really, and that's what
Right.
Georgia sports has been this year on two of their major sports, as we are seeing. But that's a team to watch out for once it comes tournament time, as you just said. The flux of teams from the SEC that we have.
And that brings us next to number two, Florida versus LSU. Florida pulled it out 79-65. What's your thoughts on that, Mossberg?
And if you can remember, I think this on the late night side, Zen Master, 9:40. p.m. We don't know what time post game on anybody else, but we appreciate y'all tuning in. But this Florida team is scared. This Florida team is scared. And you was like, man, I don't know, Moss Bart. I don't know, Moss B. Are you here to be a believer, as they said, as the number two team in the nation, Zen Master?
I mean, I gotta be a believer somewhat, but I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm a full believer though. Because when I look at teams, I want to know what the guard they got good guard play. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that they don't have good guard play. I just think I see more high caliber guards around the country than what that Florida team has. I think they're a well-rounded team, but I cannot disregard them running through the SEC and doing what they did in the SEC this year. You know what I mean? Because this is a year like not a great team, but a step below a great team in a conference like this
uh,
will have 7, 8 L's. You know what I'm saying?
and still come out in the
And
tournament.
bro, they 24-3, bro. Like what we talking about, bro? They big dogs out here. I ain't gonna disrespect them like that, but man, don't they got a nice solid 8 though? Hey,
Yeah,
if you tell me I'm a basketball dude for real, you know what I mean? If you
yeah,
tell me I got an 8-man solid rotation, bigs, wings, guard, I mean I'm gonna like my chances. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So I mean
yeah.
that's all I can say about them, like for real. And I love Walter Clayton. You know what I mean?
Hold on. What's his name?
Walter Clayton, man.
Shh,
Walter
shh,
Clayton,
shh.
that boy,
Hey,
hey, he
what
got
number he wears, Zen Masters?
he
What
wear number one.
Fanduel?
He wears number one.
Mm,
He's a
looking,
problem.
looking like a bucket like Penny Hardaway,
Yeah,
but I ain't gonna talk about it.
and he a problem, bro. He ain't, I ain't gonna lie, but I like the other guard with that run with him too, though. I don't know his name, but I like the other guard that run with him too. But they're they're experienced too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
very, very
Both
gorgeous.
of them guards are senior dudes. So like to play against a team like that in the tournament, man, you you hope and pray that they just gonna make mistakes because I mean they've been around. You know they played a lot of basketball, so you just hope and pray they make mistakes.
That's it. That's all we. That's it. That's all.
On to the next, we got number 3 Duke
Mm.
bombing. Hey, I'm sorry, no. Hey, they bombed your
You only said,
Illinois.
you said bomb. I'm surprised you ain't say the world's finest way of saying
Man, BTA. Hey, it was a BTA.
it.
110-67 must be. What you feel about this game, man?
The funny thing, man, I was watching this game and I think like it was about 5 to 10 minutes into this game, and I said I picked Illinois in an upset. And as we got Unc, we appreciate you joining in this evening. And he said, keep it to yourself. So what we gonna do is just say Duke got a big win this past weekend. Was they in the Garden?
I don't know did they play the game in the Garden? I don't know.
Yeah, it was in the Garden.
I wasn't able to tap into this game, so
Yeah, it was in the Garden. So that's why Unc said, just go ahead and keep it to yourself. But nah, I just with the Duke team though, Duke, I think we know how good Duke is. Duke is really as advertised. They seem to be getting better. Um, but I've been watching Cooper Flag um, as well as Boom Broom. So I'm seeing the rest of the season how that top five draft looking coming, moving forward. But for me, Duke is as advertised. They're a scary team. I definitely have them as a number one seed, and they getting better and better, man. More players are scoring. They had the short guard. I think one of the walk-ons hit a big three over the big man late in the game. Had the bench going crazy. So, Cooper Nickel, Flag. It's a couple other guys. I mean, Duke is definitely a team to watch moving forward as we continue deep into the college basketball season.
so Moss B, man. like I said, I wasn't able to catch some of this game, none of this game, but you know, just looking at the box scores can fool you a lot of the times too.
Yeah,
Um, but one thing that caught my mind is how well rounded the basketball looked at in a box score. You can get certain things from a box score. You cannot get everything from a box score. You actually have to see how the moving parts is moving. You know what I mean?
I totally
Um,
agree.
but what I can say is Duke is a blue blood. You know what I mean? So to see, we know what their starting five brings to the table,
Correct.
but to see that their leading scorer in the game came off the bench and that he's a freshman and that he was a 5-star prospect, that means people are not being freshmen. That's freshmen now.
Yeah,
That makes your team even scarier now because
yeah.
you got Cooper Cup, you got I never know how to say his name.
Cooper Nickel, that's my dope.
How you say
Cooper,
it?
it gotta. I want to say Cooper Nickel. Like that's his name means something. There's something behind it, but I think if he averages 12 to 14 points in the tournament, I think that's a possible triple double. They're scared. This Duke team.
Yeah, I call Cooper Flag. I call him Captain Flag. I heard that. Cooper Nipple. Yeah, that's the guard. Uh, a 6'5" guard, right?
He said, "Is that number three? Number three is the I can't think of his name.
Number 3 is the freshman I'm talking about,
That's
Isaiah Evans.
that's the one. He was on the
He's
bench going crazy for him.
Yeah, he's been playing good though for a couple weeks now, a few
So
weeks now. He's been coming along and along and along, but he's a 5-star dude. That he's always been in the stash, and he didn't have good games here and good games there. But the problem with freshmen is that they're up and down. You know what I mean?
right,
So he's still a little bit. Um, he's still Isaiah Evans. Yeah, that's number 3. WTV Sports dude. He's still a little. What's the word I'm looking for? He's still a little up and down. You know what I mean?
yeah, inconsistent.
But that's the type of guy that get in the attorney and he play himself into the lottery. Like, you know what I mean? He that type of guy. But they got 5 stars everywhere across the board though. And then they got older guys. So you know what I mean? And then you got your all-American freshman one and done dude. So really they might be my scariest out right now.
Right.
Yeah,
They
like
tough. They definitely tough, man.
because the point guard, he's a problem for real. Everybody like to say Cooper Flag, but number 7, I never know how to say his name.
Cooper Nick.
K Cooper. He said Cooper Nipple. Hey, we gonna roll with that. We gonna roll with that.
We gonna have to look that up and make sure because I don't want him to feel like we trying to mess his name up. I don't want to mess his name up, but that boy got game. That boy
He
can
got
ball it.
go. Hey, he play at his own speed. You
Yeah,
can't get him. You can't stop him from getting to his spots,
bro,
and he can shoot the 3 ball, and he do
he
not
like
turn the
six.
ball over.
He like 6'6" or 6'7", man.
Bro, I'm telling you, he's a modern day man. Who his game remind me of?
Unc said Duke should definitely be in the Final Four. Yeah, for sure. I got Duke in the Final Four for
I,
sure.
I wouldn't put it past him. I
Yeah,
wouldn't put it
like I
past him.
think it's even if they got to go against my Kentucky boys. I'm sorry, Big Blue Nation, but y'all haven't showed me enough this year.
Hey, if you run a couple of our streams back though, you go back a month or two though, we was asking like, will we go with them? Will we bet them or the field?
And we've been talking
Hey,
Duke,
it's we slightly like, oh, I might have to take them over the field for real. They got
man,
a lot. They got a lot.
and they getting powerful by the week, bro. And
Yeah, I
them
ain't mad
dunks
at
that
them. I ain't mad at them.
we ain't gonna make Unc that we ain't gonna make Unc that bad talking about Duke over Illinois. I know we hurt. That's the definite thing that's hurting us, and I don't think our injuries don't gonna be able to come in time for us to gel enough as we talk about this next game and time enough for the tournament, especially when it comes to the SEC tournament, getting ready for the tournament.
It was a good game though, Moss. So don't sound too down because y'all
No,
still y'all hurt and all. I know y'all was missing y'all two of your top leading three scorers. I know that. But listen
we
though,
just missed
them
shots.
boys, them boys was out there fighting. We
Yeah,
gotta keep it on the road, you know, on the road. Let's talk about that too though. And we keep on talking about how the SEC is so competitive and how this is bro, we ain't seen a conference like this in some years. You know what I mean?
I
This
agree.
this conference is so deep, bro. And for them boys to come out, bro, they was in that game. And listen, Mark Sears really was killing y'all. Hey, y'all had no answer for him. Y'all had no answer for him.
Not one, bro. Not one answer. He and remember when I spoke about him, like you seen what I was talking about. He's so dynamic, like of a player, like to be able to do all those things in your team to know that you're gonna get these things done on a weekly basis. But in a game like that, for him to play like that is insane, man. And Unc said SEC, SEC,
Oh man, go on, man.
SEC.
Hey, put your bib on and keep on eating dinner. We ain't talking about SEC, SEC, SEC. Nobody want to hear that, man. Hey,
And
but
if
like I said too, I've been hit on Mark Sears, but I always said this one thing though. I think they team go as he go.
yeah, you're right. I
So
agree.
if you could slow him down somehow, some way, I don't think they gonna really. You know what I mean? If he have a bad game in the tournament, they lose.
So that's what I was about to. That leads you to my next question. Speaking of this Alabama team, what do you think about if they run into, let's say they get in and they ranked as a number three, let's say a number two, and they play a 15 seed? Is there a chance that they get upset?
Uh, it's too early to tell. It depends. Because this is March Madness we talking about. You know, a 2 seed could definitely lose to a 15 seed. We don't really see too often a 1 seed lose to a 16, but 3 and 14 is the same thing. It just depends on matchups sometimes. But as far as I look at their team, we gotta let it's way too early. We gotta let the brackets drop, and we could talk about that for real. We could once the brackets drop and we see matchups, we can actually talk about oh who we think going to drop an egg in this first round for real. Like, come on, man. Like, hey, them boys they might be running that Princeton offense over there. You might not be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I don't know. We gotta. It's too early, bro. Like March Madness is all about matchups, bro. It's all about matchups.
yeah, I agree. Danny WTP Sports News. Appreciate you tuning in, Unc, man. We know you got a lot going on, and we definitely appreciate you tuning in this evening. He said, do you think teams are going to go at Flag in the tournament to get him in foul trouble? Cooper Flag for Duke.
So I mean, this the thing. You could go at Flag, but I don't think that's your best option because he played real good defense. You know,
Mm,
you had to bank on the ref. Like, I mean, do you want to put your game plan in the ref's hands?
right.
I mean, I wouldn't go that route. I mean, dude, he be having like 3 and 4 blocks in the game. Like he be everywhere. Like that's why I cannot wait to see him in the pros. I want to see if he gonna turn out like a Gordon Hayward or more like a old KD. You know what I mean? Like he
Right.
could go either way to me. You know
I
what I mean?
wonder, like for me, I wonder if he gonna be that type of that type of player that puts that added muscle on instantly in that off season to where when that season comes, he's prepared for it. And then Unc said there's only 4 or 5 teams that can beat Alabama in the tournament. And for those watching and tuning in this evening, we are here on the late night side, and we have Hump tuning in all the comments watching as well. So we greatly appreciate you all tuning in with Fan
Cut
Duel.
me loose. Cut me loose, Mossberg. Cut me loose. Cut me loose. I want to get an unk. Cut me loose.
You good?
Yeah, I want you to cut me loose.
Oh, you can do what you do.
Hey, man, come on, man. What you talking about, man? It's only 3 or 14, man. 4 or 5 teams, man. Anybody can lose in March Madness to anybody. That's why we love it. Stop playing. Yeah, get at me. Yeah, anybody can lose to anybody. Hey, listen, I can name you like 7 or 8 off the top of the dome.
And this is
Auburn,
the juice.
Florida, Duke, who else? Houston, Iowa State, who else? Kansas. Kansas could beat them. Michigan can beat them with the 2 7-footers. Michigan State could beat them. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about, bro? Anybody can beat anybody. Missouri could beat them. Like, what are we talking about?
Ooh,
Hey,
ooh.
this is how it is. And I ain't gonna bet on it. I ain't gonna bet on it. Ah, no,
you
I
know,
said,
you
listen,
know, Unc want the juice. You know,
listen. I'm just saying, dog. You can't tell me that only 4 or 5 teams can beat them because at the end of the day, what they got 5 losses or something? What they got 5? They got 5 losses already. They lost to Purdue earlier in the year. They lost to Purdue. They lost to Oregon too. Them is 2 Big 10 teams. I'm just saying, man. They can lose to anybody on any given Sunday. Like the movie said, any given Sunday, they can
speaking
lose.
speaking on that Houston team, I got one for you, Zen Masters, eh? FanDuel, Zay.
Yeah, we going to FanDuel, man. Ain't nothing zen about me.
What do you think about that Houston team and another big win over this so-called Cyclone team? What's your thoughts on them boys?
Man, I know you are high on that Houston team, man. And really, rightfully so, but like it's so many teams, bro. This is my problem with Houston for real. Well, it ain't a problem, but this is what I get nervous about with a team like Houston. Like when they run into one of these SEC teams in a Sweet 16, I don't think they seen enough good basketball this year for a team like even a Kentucky team that got 9 losses. Like, did y'all play enough high quality basketball throughout the year to actually beat them in a do or die game? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
agree. Like if and it's funny you say that because I think of a if they go up against like when you talking Sweet 16, you talking like teams like Florida, teams like Alabama, teams like
they lost to Alabama.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You thinking of teams like that they had to play at that point. And for me, one thing I've seen Houston do in the last few years on this spurt is play well in within their tournament, coming out of their tournament, seeing where the brackets put Houston. So if the brackets favor Houston, that's where it could get scary because they definitely bring the crowd, just like your boys that just got a natty.
Hey, but one thing I'm gonna say is they lost their 2 toughest non-conference games this year.
Right?
They lost to Auburn and they lost to Alabama. That's
Yeah,
2 right there. You see what I'm saying? Hey, they went into double overtime with Kansas in late January. You know what I mean?
and that
So
looked
like,
like
come on, man.
that looked like a bad out right now. If it took them that much to beat Kansas, just based on what we seeing. But
Well, Kansas though, this the thing. Well, I mean, did Kansas play? We didn't get to Kansas, but Kansas is an experienced team. Teams like that, you just gotta hope that they just hit their stride. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because if they hit their stride, they got the experience, and then they got the youth too with like Mayo, Zeke Mayo. He shoot that 3 ball something crazy. So if a guy like him get hot, we know Harris, he control the games, and then you got Dickerson, he can stretch the floor. So you got everything you need to actually make a turning run, in my opinion, with Kansas. You got a point guard that don't turn the ball over. You play good defense. You got a 3 point shooter, and you got a big. I mean, Kansas. I mean, y'all could say they weak, but they still got Bill Self too. You know what I'm saying? You cannot take out that they got one of the best coaches.
And the
It,
one thing, yeah, you go ahead, you good.
Go ahead. I was done.
No,
I
I
was
was I was just
about
agreeing
done.
with you.
Yeah, I was about done. But like, I'm just saying, like, they got Bill Self. That's all I was gonna say.
Just to say with you on that having Bill Self, I think with Kansas right now for me watching Kansas is tough because it's a team I've always liked watching how they play basketball, even running some of the plays they ran in high school. I just think seeing them and where they get seated at in the tournament, if they get to the tournament, is a big factor moving forward for Kansas. I think they have to pile. wins together right away. They have to get wins at least 2 to 3 in a row. They have to win in this tournament coming up, this Big 12. They have to do something much
Hey,
better.
Kansas is like Rorschrich.
Yeah.
How you say his name? Rorschrich?
Uh,
Off of Watchmen. He like Rorschrich.
oh,
Hey, you not locked. Y'all not locked up with me. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I mean, you not locked. I'm not locked up with y'all. Y'all locked up with me. That's Kansas, bro. That's a blue
yeah.
blood, bro. They ain't afraid of nothing, bro. They got experience all through that, bro. Y'all listen, bro. You cannot underestimate a team like Kansas in a tourney. You cannot, bro.
That's
Like I said, bro. It's like Watchmen. It's like go. Everybody go watch Watchmen and watch what I mean by war. How do you say his name? Warstridge, the
Warstridge.
dude that wore the mask, bro. You are listen. Y'all could you could think they weak until they clip one of these top SEC teams in the in the round of 32. They clip one of these teams and y'all be like, dang, they got the bad draw too. They came out as a 6, 7 seed and they didn't clip
Yeah,
somebody. You know what
yeah.
I mean? They didn't clip somebody early though. Somebody they ain't even supposed to be getting clipped though that early. Like
I
that.
agree
I'm
with you.
all right. Okay, big homie. All right.
Yeah, he said he said they weak. He keeps
All
up.
right.
So what's your even the next one we got? I was going with for me. I was going with Texas A&M in this game, and I knew Unc was going with the opposing team because he ain't going with nothing other than Texas when it got to do with anything. He went with Tennessee. What was your thoughts on this one? I didn't get to see
Hey,
much of this game myself.
man, I did. It was a banger. We talk about them classic bangers. This really the score don't really tell, but this was down to the wire though. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Hey, the guard though, what is his name? The guard that played for Tennessee, he was killing them. Hey, they
Z
ain't had no answer. What's his name?
Ziegler.
No, the other dude.
Oh, I don't know the
The
other.
other dude, the
I don't
other
know the other.
dude. Ziegler is nice though, but I'm talking about the dude that lead them in scoring. Like it's like Laner or something like that.
Oh man,
Nah, he took off on them,
I
bro.
can't think of his name.
It's like
That's the thing
Laner or
about
something,
him.
something like that. It's
Yeah,
something like that. But they ain't had no answer for him, bro. When I tell you they ain't had no answer for him, he was just he did what he wanted to. He got to his spots. I mean, you know what I mean? Like he just got to his spots. Like, and he was hitting all the it seemed like any three ball he let up in the air, it went down. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by getting to your spots though, because if you a three, if you a 3 point shooter, regardless if you're not a 3 point shooter, if you get hot, just let that thing fly. I think he hit like 7 of them in the
yeah.
game. You know what I mean? He hit like 7. So yeah, I mean, listen. I don't know. Tennessee a tough out too, bro. A lot of these SEC teams is tough outs. When we talk about March Madness, they tough outs. It's like what can you like? They got bigs, they got rim running bigs though. They don't got nobody that you can throw it down to in the post. But you don't always need somebody that can throw it down to the post if you got guys that like can actually get buckets on the wing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sometimes it just take a pick and roll and making that dude a threat. You know what I'm saying? So nah, they
that's all.
Tennessee is a tough out for sure.
And me just thinking about Tennessee, I this game actually seeing how they played and how you speaking on it, knowing how good they've been over the past few years. I think with this win, it's definitely puts them as a possible number one. It pushes them, I think, in the right direction that they needed to get to for the rest of the season and getting through and going into the tournament, even because this is a game I think a lot of people pick for them to lose. So seeing them win in the way they played and they was on the road, man, can't ask for more.
Facts. Let me
The
type this into the chat real quick. We got to talk about this game too. Moss B, Oregon 77. They played Wisconsin, winning the
top
overtime.
them by 4, yes sir.
Winning the overtime, they beat Wisconsin, the number 11 ranked team in the country. What you feel about that, Moss B?
Was this the Oregon team that we talked about in the last what 5 6 streams, and we said, this Oregon team was actually ranked a few spots above Wisconsin to start the season. For them to come out at this point, this juncture in the season, and get a win like this, could this catapult Oregon into a win streak that could put them in favorable position to get into the tournament and get back onto that level that we know they are capable of being at. So for me, I think this was a great win for Oregon. I think a tough loss, not a bad loss, tough loss for Wisconsin because Wisconsin definitely came into this game with, I forget what the win streak they were on, massive steam. And for the game to be at home, that's even tougher. So you got kudos to Oregon, big win on the road, Big Ten game, and for a team that we really have no clue up until this win what we should really be looking forward to the rest of the season.
Well, I beg to differ because I done seen this Oregon team against my Buckeyes, and I know my Buckeyes ain't what it is. Woo, woo, woo. All right, go ahead, kill me in the chat, y'all. Go ahead, kill me in the chat. But one thing I do know is Oregon, they're experienced. I love experienced teams when it comes to the basketball. They don't get rattled. And they got a 7-footer named Nate Biddle, and he stretches the floor. He's 7 foot. He go in and out. Michigan got some guys like that too. That's why we think they scary outs. You got a guy like that on your team. It remind me of old school days of like a Frank Kaminsky. Like,
Yeah,
okay, that guy, yeah. He might be an NBA player, he might not, but one thing we know is he's a great college basketball player, and there's not a lot of 7-footers out here. You know what I mean? So to beat them, you need somebody that's just like him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Probably, maybe, maybe. I'm just saying. But one thing I know is that they don't get rattled because I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. What did he say?
right. He said, Unc said his Buckeyes are weak. You know the rest. Unc
Man,
said he want all the smoke, and he's not talking about Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson.
hey man, listen. I beat Texas this year. I know that
Is Frank
twice,
still in the
twice.
NBA? We got you coming, Unc. I'm a
Frank is an NBA player. He made it to the NBA. He's an NBA player. We cannot
yeah,
disrespect him because NBA players are better than everybody else in the world when it comes to hooping. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna disrespect these guys like that. Frank made it to the NBA. He played like 6, 7, or like 5, 6 years. You know what I mean? He's an NBA player. You put him on a regular pro am, semi pro, anything, he gonna drop 40. You
yeah,
get what I'm saying? And that's a fact. Them dudes are, hey, Frank is like, who said it? Somebody said it. Frank Kaminsky, though, is closer than LeBron than I am to him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I was a good hooper. I like to think
Right.
that I was a good hooper. So we're going to leave it there. What's the next one?
Now
Uh,
this game, I put this one in here. You got the go ahead. You talk to me about it. I'll let you have this
BYU. Oh, we skipping some, though. We
one.
skipping some.
Nah. I'm gonna
We we get we
West
get on the
Virginia, Texas Tech is the other one that I had,
no,
but
we skipped the upset of Missouri. Missouri.
that's the one I
But we talk about that. We come back to that one.
right.
I didn't really catch a lot of this game. But Arizona is another blue blood though, you know what I mean? So I would never disrespect them when they get to the tournament either. BYU, we can say what we want about BYU. They play a Big 12 schedule, but as far as we see it, that's a tournament team. So for you to lose to a tournament team at this time of the year and you're a tournament team, I don't really you lose games. You know what I mean? It's about like I said, hitting that stride. Can you win 6, 7 in a row to actually ultimately cut down the net? You know what I mean? So
Right.
nah, you still working through your stuff too right now. So nah, it ain't a bad loss. It's a loss. You don't want to lose, but it's not a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah,
I agree.
but I don't have no faith in this Arizona team, and I'm gonna always continue to say it. Um, this Arizona team, they just got a dude that's their guy that will never be my guy, which is Caleb Love. He will never be my main guy on a basketball team. So I don't think no, I don't think they can make any noise in the tournament when it comes to March Madness.
So,
Neither do I with BYU either though, but sure here less.
no, and the other reason I think I was so excited to put this one in here because we had spoke about this the other day about the BYU team and if they got this win, what it could possibly mean for them and what's shaking in BYU. And I'm not for sure if a lot of people have been hearing they got the number one overall recruit of 2025 coming to Provo.
Yeah, I'm curious if dude is if he really like that or not. But
I've watched quite a few games with him this year, and when I say going against the best competition, I think we in for a treat if we could see this young man play 2 years of basketball. I think when I say in for a treat is because of what his body could build up to be and what we could see and the talent that he have with the talent that would come in, but seeing him in that year of getting better, it's just so many things, so many comparisons. AJ Ibonsta is who we talking about, number one overall recruit, and I just feel he can flat out play the game. And I love the fact that he's coming to BYU because I think it'll change the game in a lot of ways, and we spoke on that as well. That was really my only reason. I got to get his name off every stream because this BYU team has been getting some big wins. They just put belt to ass on who was that earlier? I mean, last week they just put a 91 to on Kansas, a 91 to 57 route, in which started to talk about Kansas even more. So now they go back the following week and beat Arizona. Even though it's a close game, they get them by a point. That just goes to show this is not just a team that's going to come to play. They're going to play you to the end of the buzzer and be resilient and be strong, and they fight every week. So I
yes,
think it's
sir.
something to look out for.
Yes, sir. Well said. Is the player of the year going to be tough for voters? Um, in my estimation, it will be. But I really think it's kind of sort of like a two-man race for real. Um, I would have to go. Justin Broom is just having an all-world year to me. Like he got the number. His team been the number one team in the country all year long. He averaging a double double.
Oh,
Uh,
talk about that double double he averaging though.
man, like it's gonna be hard to go against him, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I mean somebody like Cooper Flag, it's kind of like sometimes it could be a popularity contest too, you know. And like Cooper's numbers ain't too shabby himself, you know. He averaged 19, 6.5 rebounds. I think he averaged close to 4 blocks or something, or 3 blocks or something. So Cooper Flag will be a good one too, though, because they've been in the top 5 all year also. So I mean, I, it's hard to predict sometimes, unless
Yeah,
like somebody just go on crazy runs. Because really, the National Player of the Year, they don't even announce it until like a little bit into March Madness, you know.
yeah.
So
I totally
you
agree,
still
but you
got
still got
time to
games left.
I'm sorry, Moss. I'm sorry.
No, my bad.
You got time to actually go through your conference play championship games, tournament games, and like really solidify like what you is, like who you are. Because let's say let's say um let's say Auburn get knocked out in the first or second round of the SEC tournament, and then Cooper Flag just go bananas. Like, yeah, we know Justin Brown. He been the best player all year. We know that. We know that. With our eyes, it told us that. Like as college, but like when we come to the NBA draft, yeah, we know Cooper is the best talent. You know what I'm saying?
For
But
sure.
Justin Broom has been the best player in college basketball all year long. It ain't no question about it. But I mean, you gotta have certain things swing your way though. You know what I'm saying? It can't just go down like how you think it's about to go down. Like you gotta have some things swing your way too.
Will Trey Johnson be first team All American? Whew.
Freshman for freshmen,
For freshmen, yeah.
yeah, for freshmen.
It's going to be tough to crack. I would say it'd be tough to crack that All American overall with just the amount of guard play that's there in that
Yeah,
top.
I like Trey Johnson, but he played the same.
Yeah,
He played the same position as Cam Jones. I think Cam Jones is an All American first teamer. You know,
and you,
Cam Jones is a bucket, and he playing for a top 15 team throughout the whole season. Like that's a top 15 team throughout the whole season. Cam Jones is a problem. You know, and it's so many guards. Like, are you gonna take Marseilles? Are you gonna take like you can take so many guards? Like, and it's so unpositionalist now. Like, who's to say that it's two point guards or two shooting guards?
right,
Who's to say? Like, you know, a guard is a guard. So I don't see Trey Johnson making it. I see him making all freshman team, first team, maybe third team, all American, maybe. If not honorable mention, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of older guards though that you'll get an award to that stuck around in college, and you'll have to get them that award because they're not doing it for. And he gonna get recognition. Trey Johnson gonna get his recognition later on. You know what I mean? When he goes to the NBA or something. He
yeah,
nah, I don't see him doing that. Not over no upperclassmen because his team just not a good. They're
it's,
just not good enough.
it's crazy. I agree with you on that. I mean, I'm in agreement in the same way. Like you said, the same thing I was thinking. You know, you got Sears, you got Cam, you got Auburn's guard. I can't think of his name. You got some top guards out here that is it'll be tough to
Let's
really.
talk about the guard. I mean, we could talk about the guard that play with Cooper Flag. We could talk about Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey averaged 18 too or something
Yeah,
around there. Like he averaged like close to 20 or something. Like it's dude, the dude from Tennessee that just dropped 30 to yesterday. I mean, we could talk about so many dudes that got their team
at
in
that position.
contention for
Yeah,
being one, two, three, four seeds. You just can't do it like that in college. Who has the
I agree.
best starting five? Ugh, that's a good question, man. There's so many teams to think about when you sit there and say that.
I got to go with Houston, man. That's easy for me. You know, I'm going with Houston. You say the best starting five, bro. I watched this Houston team yesterday. It seemed like Houston can really smack you by 50 if they put it on you, bro, and keep pouring on. And it seems like they just, you know, at times miss shots, and we've seen in the tournament when they've went deep and done what they've done and got it. You know, when they hit shots, what they could do. So I'm gonna go with Houston as far as having the best starting five. I just like they starting five. They long, they got great guard play, they athletic, and they can all knock down the three ball. But the bigs actually play down low. They don't just sit outside the arc.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pivot a little bit. I'm gonna have to go Duke. When I really look at it, it gotta be Duke because they got the 7 foot two freshman. You know, that's gonna go in he gonna go in the lottery. Like, you know, we don't see guys that's that agile like him. He a rim runner. He a lob threat. He blocks shots. He protect the paint. Then you got what you call him, Moss? Say his name.
Hold on, you
Canupu.
said
Canupu.
Cooper Nickel.
Cooper Nickel. All right. Then you got Cooper Nickel,
I'm about to
six
look it
six.
up to make sure so I can say it right too, man.
Hey, listen, he's 6'6" though. He really the de facto point guard, kind of,
Yeah,
sort of, for real. When you
I
watch him,
mean,
he
cold.
rebounds though. He shoot threes. He don't turn the ball over. And then you got Cooper Flag, who's gonna be possibly the number one pick. And then you got the two older guys in the starting lineup too, with Proctor. Proctor can shoot the ball. He could defend, and then you got the other dude James, and he's just an older guy. He's just a guy that been around the program. I'm sure he was a 4 or 5 star recruit. Not
Yeah,
really hip to him, but he don't gotta. He just plays his role.
yeah.
So I mean, that gotta be the best five, bro. Like, what they got everything you need. They got two scores. They got a big man. Then they got experience too. So I mean,
My
when I say
bad
that,
for the last few streams on the Cooper Nickel. It's Knipple.
Hey,
So
no, we're gonna keep on calling you Cooper Nickel, but we're gonna
Knipple.
say
We gonna
we're gonna say no disrespect. But you know, we nickname
we
people around these
nicknaming you.
parts.
Yeah, Cooper Nickel is your nickname because you
Yeah,
look like you dropping nickel bags, and we know what them are on the court, and you dropping them off because you could drop off a whole starting five with that bag you got. And I've seen it go to work with Duke in this game,
he got a
a couple of
bag,
games
bro.
earlier in the scene in the season. So when you speak a starting five, yeah, I like your choice in Duke as well. Like I think you can't go wrong. That's a good matchup in a
Yeah,
championship. Duke versus Houston.
I like Auburn starting five too, though.
I
I
do.
just think I think it's just it's more with Auburn. It's more of a higher ceiling of like experienced players than it is with everything else on their team. You get if that makes sense to y'all.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I
got
mean? Because like Duke, their best player is a freshman, but he's 6'9" and he can do it all on the court.
yeah.
But they also got experienced guards and they got a young big though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, you could throw it any way you want to for real.
Then he said who got the best backcourt?
I will never get off my saying the best backcourt in the game right now ain't even gonna make the tournament.
Who you thinking?
It's Rutgers.
Ace Bailey and your boy. They
Yeah,
cold.
bro. I'm taking Ace Bailey and I'm taking Dylan Harper over everybody in the country because they. You don't tell me you're gonna give me a 6'10" dude that can do everything on the court pretty much, you know what I mean? And then give me another dude that's super fast with the ball, bro. I'm gonna take that backcourt any day and I'm gonna live and die with it.
I respect.
They ain't got much around them. Like put it like this. This is how I say it. Bro, if they had experience on their team, like
Mm-hmm.
high level experience on their team that knew how to win basketball games, bro, they would be way different than what they are now. And don't put them with somebody like Bill Self or somebody like that. Oh, it'll be over. It'll be a wrap. The whole game will be a wrap. But they went where they went because they wanted to get off. So I understand that too.
Right, right. I agree. And the crazy thing is, I'm gonna go to a conference that of course, people know about, but they don't speak much on. I'm gonna go with Texas Tech. I'm gonna say that's a underrated backcourt, but I'm gonna take their backcourt because they get buckets. At the end of the day, when it's counted this season, they've been getting buckets, and it shows with Texas Tech being I And I'm taking this. You know how I be with my choices. I'm taking this on different facts and opinions, just them being where they at, seeing how their backcourt has been playing. But I do feel very highly on what you said about Ace Bailey and
Hey,
his.
Unc. Yeah, that's Ron Harper's son. That's his youngest son, I think. I want to say his youngest son.
Yep.
Ron Harper got a junior. Yeah, but
Hmm.
that's one of his sons.
Yep.
And them dudes is cold, bro. Watch when they get to the league, they gonna stir some chaos too. You know, if they land right. It's all about your landing spot too, though.
Yeah. For sure.
Hey, but look, let me holler at you. Did you catch any of the Notre Dame NC State girls game?
Yes. I listen. I came in from work. This is how crazy it is. I came in from work. I was up. I dozed off. Woke back up, and I missed the last 30 some seconds. Who won that game, bro?
Man, NC State pulled that joint out for sure,
They
but
pulled it out, man, because
yeah,
the last thing I missed was, which was crazy, when Notre Dame was going down court and she hit them with that crazy move on an up and under close to the basket that rimmed off, and I think they got the foul. What's the name? Got the ball off the rebound, and they took a foul, and that's where the game ended up being won on NC State side. But that's a big win, man, for NC State.
bro.
That
All I know is I did not know that was the first time I seen NC State girls. I did not know their backcourt was like that, bro.
you
I
you
did. I listen, listen to what I'm saying, Moss B. Listen, the girl hit The girl hit the Notre Dame girl. She came down the court on a fast break. She hit her with the Brandon Jennings around the back, laid it up on her though, in overtime though. And I was like, "Ooh, it's getting serious."
Yeah,
Hey, but they got the other girl, Zoe Brooks. She a monster. Hey, she a guard. She had 10 rebounds though. You know what I'm saying? She had
cold.
a double with rebounds though. I'm like, man, hey, they couldn't stop her going to the cup. So
Yeah,
she shot over 10 free throws to get her 30.
yep,
But
to
I'm
get
just
hurt.
like, hey, but the girl that I was talking about that did the behind the back thing,
Mm-hmm.
bro. When I tell you she a lefty. She got everything in her game.
Mm-hmm.
She doing sidestep threes, and I'll be so interested and amazed about how skillful these girls be, bro.
Oh
They
yeah,
got game, bro.
definitely.
She doing sidestep threes behind the back, wrap around. When the girl trying to do the run through on Notre Dame, she doing the behind the back, wrap around, lay it up. Hey, and
I
I
watch.
always had an affinity for lefties. I
I
always had.
watch. I watch more women's college basketball this year than I watch NBA. Today was the first time I watched as much NBA as I did watching the third quarter, like the second half of that Boston Celtics route, and then some of that game after that. Other than that, that's it. I've been watching more women's.
Hey, I don't know who it was though. It might have been you or Parlay Poe talking about the girl from Notre Dame. She just had a bad game today
Yeah,
though.
Hidalgo. She just had a bad game.
She had a bad game.
That's all, man.
You good. You do for one. You know
And,
they
and
playing on
they
the road.
yeah,
They're
they
playing on the
played the
road.
same team, and they played the same team that they beat last year in NC State. So it was for me more. NC State needed that win more than Notre Dame, and Notre Dame taking that loss, I think, was a good thing mentally because they
It
needed
reset them.
to see, yeah, to have that hit that reset button. Okay, this is where we need to attack. We know, okay, if she have a bad game, this who was actually playing a great game. Let's run through this. So they're gonna figure some things out, and still think they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with
Oh, for sure. Nah, they a problem. Don't get it twisted. They
for
still a
sure.
problem, bro. Yeah, you can lose games sometimes. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Everybody don't go perfect, man. Ain't nobody really
Right,
perfect but God. But you
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? Well, you can lose games, bro.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
let me ask you about some NBA action real quick, Moss B.
Yes, indeed. Hit me with it.
Them Celtics came out with the victory over the Knicks. Hey, I think the Knicks is down bad too with like the top teams in the NBA. I don't think they got a win over like the top 5 teams in the NBA this year, man.
Who
Some
that?
it's some
You talking about the Knicks, right?
Yeah, the Knicks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think they got a win over the top 5 teams
Can,
in the NBA or something. It's something
before you
crazy like that.
hit that question real quick from Unc, real quick before we get into this, because I got something about these Knicks. I don't know if they gonna be mad at me in the garden or what, but I got
What's the
something.
question? Oh, which former NBA player's sons is making the most noise in college hoops? You talking about right now?
Mm,
Damn, hold on, let me think.
think about that real quick. I got one in the bag.
So go ahead, cause I can't.
I don't know what it is, man. I'm liking that boy over there in Michigan State by the name of Richardson.
Whose son is that?
Jason Richardson.
That's Jason Richardson's son.
He flies like him. He got a bag better than him. No offense to Jay Rich. His bag is healthy on his son's side. His son might not have caught the hops yet, but that boy good.
Well,
That boy,
I'm saying like, what's his bag like though?
man. Listen, put it this way. All
Cause I seen him play like
I'm,
twice,
I'm gonna tell
but
you this. I'm gonna tell
I
you
ain't
this, Marvin.
noticing.
Just type in Jason Richardson, Chase Richardson highlights from this
I'm
season.
gonna do that later,
I'm gonna
man.
tell
We
you
on
that.
stream. We on
Yeah,
stream.
because he that when I say he that cold, you gonna start texting. I'm gonna sit on the porch and I'm gonna wait for you to text me. That's what I'm gonna do.
You know who I man. Listen, I got a sleeper pick for you though, for
What
real,
was that? Talk to me.
bro. Y'all not hit the page of Stojakovic son. He played for Cal. Hey,
Shit.
dog, a monster for real, man. Let's
Boy
get
got a
to it though.
boy got a
Hey,
jump shot better than his daddy.
man, he ain't 6'10" though, but he's
That's
six
the
like
only thing.
he like 6'6", 6'7". He might be 6'8" for real,
He
but
cold, bro.
he cold, bro.
and
I was trying to think of name. That's the first one that came to my
I,
mind.
I like that one too because I watch him and I think it's just not that what I'm gonna say a little bit. He being at Cal, Michigan State, two different. You two different, definitely two different when it comes to the presence and being on TV. But that boy good. You put them two on the same squad, like he really like that. Like I watched a couple highlights of him. I seen a game of him this year, and when they said Stojakovic, I said, "Damn, that's his
We
son."
only know one Stojakovic.
I said, "That's his son," because I just came across the game. Like you know how you just flipping through it. I was like, "I'm gonna just watch it." And I was like, and he went off for like 30. That was the step back in the corner. So he really could play, man. So I think like seeing NBA players' sons playing in college and playing them a couple years. Nothing against anything. Let me be clear about that before anything gets started on our podcast. I just like to see when they play a few years personally, just to continue to get better to maybe live up to something even bigger because I personally hate the pressure they put on these young kids when it comes to that. They are their own self. Let them be that. But that's just, my whole take on that. But two great players too.
Hell nah, I don't care. Nah. They need all that goddamn pressure. Hell nah. Nope. Hell nah. Nope. Nope.
I,
I want all the pressure on them. You know why? Because I think NBA players be soft anyways. And then
well, we know NBA players
NIL,
soft.
yeah, but NIL is making everything worse. So nah, nope. Nope. I don't care about none of that pressure, man. Hey, y'all making too much money out here to be feeling like it's pressure. It's people homeless out here,
I
you
agree.
know? That ain't the same type of pressure. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But what we moving to? We were moving
To
to
the to the New York Knicks
oh yeah, yep. The
and
Knicks versus
the
The
Boston
Celtics.
Celtics.
Yeah, was you able to catch any of that?
And I caught some of this. And you want me to tell you how I feel about this game, or you want to tell them yourself, Zen Masters, FanDuel?
I mean, you know what you pretty much gonna get from me, man. The Knicks, they a year away, bro. It's really hard to piece together a team how they did, and then it work out the first year. I mean, we could talk about some of the greatest teams ever assembled, and they didn't do it in the first year. I think the Knicks is a year away, bro. Um, the Celtics is defending champs too, so like I mean, it's a problem. I think they got things to figure out, bro. I like what they got though. Don't get it twisted though. I like what the Knicks got, but it's just gonna take a whole another year for everything to gel, bro. The Celtics, everybody got paid. Um, you got Tatum, you got Jalen Brown, you know what I mean? You got Porzingis, you got Drew Holiday, you got all these different dudes. You got White, you got Horford, you got Commit. Hey, Peyton Pritchard is on the best contract in the whole NBA.
Best
Hey,
contract money could buy right
yeah,
now.
he gonna be the sixth man of the year. It's his to lose now. Um, he gonna be the sixth man. Oh, listen, you heard it here first.
Look at up. Look
He
at up.
one of your favorite lines. Somebody always a year or two away. No, that's your favorite line, bruh. That is your favorite line. You just saying that because I said that about my Buckeyes. Stop playing, man. Why you keep playing with me, man? Dang. But
FanDuel, Zaya, Unc, stay going at it. You
man,
talking
he already be playing
Bucknut,
with me,
you talking
man.
about Hook'em, you talking about a Cavs. I mean, you talking about a Laker, you talking about a Philadelphia, I mean, it go on and on with them too. I love it. And I'm not talking about Mickey D's, but I do love your coffee. So don't sue me. Go ahead, Zen, man.
Yeah, but like I said, man, they a year away, bro. Not a year or two. They a year away where
Yeah,
they can actually compete for a finals. You know what I mean? For a finals trophy. And the only reason why I say they a year away though is because I wasn't even firm on like them trading Carl Anthony Towns, but now like seeing it all year long, I like it now. I think it worked. I just think that they like you can't teach chemistry. It just got to gel. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's
everything gonna be cool. Everything gonna be cool.
and that's that was for me like watching New York today. I don't know why I feel a little opposite about like I like the trade they've made with Bridges, but when it come to Cat, No disrespect, man. He's slow. He a little slow to me. And the way I was watching that Boston team move, the way he was like hunched over, moving, and then I know he did get hurt, come back in the game, and I wonder how serious that knee injury really is for him. He's one that's been hurt as well at times throughout his career when it meant most. So that's just something to think about, something to look at. Me personally, I'm gonna see what I can get for him. I'm gonna see what I could get for Cat. Me personally, I think
Bro,
the,
Cat not going nowhere. They just traded for him, bro. No,
no, I know,
the real reason why they a year away is because they got to get Mitchell Robinson healthy. They got to get him healthy. Once he get healthy, their team will be unlocked.
but
You put Cat back in his right position. You start
there,
that same fire you got, but your finishing lineup can be way different depending on whoever you playing. You can play Michael Bridges and OG Anunoby together, and you can slide Carl Anthony Towns to the four where he got the mismatch, and then you can have that rim protector. That's
there,
the problem with their team right now. They just got to get Mitchell Robinson healthy. If he was healthy, I would be singing a different tune right now, probably against the Celtics, because then I think they will match up perfectly with the Celtics.
yeah.
That's all. He said the Sixers are closer than the Knicks. Man, go ahead and shoot Joel no, MB in the knees. He is done. Hey, you can shoot him in the knees. He's done. Y'all ain't gonna win nothing. His knees is dead.
And let me tell you this, and this is I'm sitting here looking at this. Speaking of Cat, I'm watching this, and I was watching the game when he went out and when he came back in. And you know what injury I am still getting myself right from was a meniscus injury. And when I seen that, I told myself he tore his meniscus, bro. I played on a torn meniscus, and the way he was moving looked like he was on a torn meniscus. Like I studied the knee. Nothing, not wishing nothing on him. I'm definitely not, but that's what it looked like. And we know how these coaches and they could be, man. They'll put you out there to play. They don't care. At the end of the day, they're gonna put you out there when in doubt. So I don't know, man. Just something to think about. Me personally, Celtics whooped that ass, and that's all that was to me, man. An ass whooping on behalf of Parlay Post Celtics.
Yeah, well, I'm the defending champ, so definitely a problem out there. Got the Warriors and the Mavs, 126-102, man. What's up? Keep going in on them, Moss.
Man, listen, man. They said Jimmy buckets, Jimmy plus buckets. Jimmy had
He said plus buckets.
plus 28. And people, if you watch it, you know what the plus minus ratio is. 5 for 9, 18 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 8 for 8 from the charity strike, as they call it. Them free throws. And then you had Zemski, as I'm a calling, not Zemski is what I'm calling him. He had plus 30, 17 points, 13 rebounds. Big business in Golden State. Even though the Mavs was without Anthony Davis, still a big win, and they welcomed Clay back, of course, with Draymond jabbing at him and whatnot. What was your thoughts on this one, FanDuel, Zay?
Hello, was my mic muted?
Nah, I don't know. I didn't even see it. I was too busy talking to him about it.
Oh, now listen, man. The Warriors ain't it either, though. This was a matchup between two mediocre teams. You know what I'm saying? Two bottom feeders in the West. Um, you don't want to see them at all for real in the first round because they both got dudes. Don't let the Mavs get healthy. They could beat a number one OKC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I don't know, man. We gotta wait how it play out, but nah, the Warriors or the Mavs ain't it. But it was a good game though. It
oh,
was a
for
good
sure,
game to watch because when Curry doing his Curry thing, it's a Curry thing. You know what I'm saying? It's
showing some
beautiful to
respect,
watch.
man, for sure.
Hey, but Kyrie had one of his streaky moments too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I agree. I definitely agree with you.
Who we got next? The Heat and the Bucks.
The Heat
Hey,
and the Bucks.
this is two more teams, Moss B. There's two more teams I have no faith in when it comes to playoff time.
Hmm.
I don't believe in Doc Rivers. Um, okay, I ain't gonna say the Miami Heat is 1 or 2 years away. Okay, Unc. I ain't gonna say that because like, what we talking about. But like that, they got good talent. The Heat is always
Yeah,
relevant for real in the
I
East.
feel
You know
you.
what I mean? They always relevant. It's just they don't have enough high end talent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like Bam. I like Andrew Wig. I like their team. I like Hero. I like Duncan Robinson. I like what they got. It's just they ain't got enough high end talent, man. But once again, it was a good game. If you watched it, he said, please don't.
Yeah. And for me, Unc said, please don't. For me, like in this game, I was really trying to see, you know, would Miami win? How would they fare into this? Would Milwaukee play so tough? But the one player I've been looking at for Milwaukee lately is Kevin Porter Jr. 14 minutes, he had 11 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, plus 8. 4 for 7, 3 for 4 on free throws. So that means they put him in for 14 minutes and said, "This your time, bro. Do what you do in between the time that you win." So is Doc Rivers letting somebody play, or they bullying Doc? What's going on in Milwaukee? But it's just good to see him get a big win over Miami. My thing, you had Tyler Hero go for 40. You had Bam go for 20, as well as Wiggins go for 20. So it wasn't Jimmy Butler.
Well, we already know though, like the Bucks, they going through the problem. Bobby Portis got suspended, so like that's a big blow, bro. That's your starting center. Like you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can say what you want.
And you
The
got
Greeks probably
7
really
foot 10 Lopez. You got Kyle Kuzma, and you got more pieces. Somebody got to
Lopez.
pitch in.
Lopez,
You said you said the starting center for the Bucks, right?
yeah, the starting center for the Bucks is Bobby Portis.
Nah, I know why he out. That mean people got to step up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, nah. Listen, listen, hold on. Hey,
Because
listen.
I'm just saying, you talking Bobby Porter starting center. Nothing against him, but guess what? Lopez, it's your time to shine, baby.
Listen, I like Lopez, man. He at the brink though, but what I'm saying to you is like you can start Lopez, yeah, right. But Bobby Portis is gonna be the guy that finished the game for real,
Right.
bro.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Like
he's been playing great basketball the last few years. Like he found a real home in Milwaukee too.
yeah, that's probably the biggest blow that they had.
Yeah.
Maybe he probably be in there over Kuzma or something. But Kevin Porter, he a hothead for real. He can get his mind together for real. That'd be really the guy that could take him over the hump for real,
Yeah.
honestly.
They really
Because
have.
he really a bucket for real.
Yeah.
People don't know. Like Kevin Porter Jr. is a bucket. They ran him out of Houston because he a hothead. He was doing to it was the city. It wasn't even him. It was the city.
And then Giannis had 23 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Giannis always doing some crazy stuff
Crazy.
like that. He gonna come.
23 and
He
16.
gonna come play with Luca at the LeBron done.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Are
gonna be
we
crazy.
smelling Yano to LA soon? Hmm.
Maybe I mean
And
his contract is up next year. I think either this year or
last one,
next year.
I think you're gonna like this one. Man, you talked about this a ton. I remember we talked on the phone about this matchup with Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham, but this was
Oh, now we were talking about that in person.
yeah.
Ah,
But this is the Trey Young and Cade Cunningham a matchup I actually been waiting for. And quiet as kept, man, these Pistons I think are almost on the 10 game win streak, if I'm not mistaken.
man, is they? Hey, look. Man, the Pistons is up and coming, bro. Like them in Houston,
I
they
thought you was
sing
about,
they sing like they kind of on like a collision course for real, bro.
yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't gonna lie, like for
yeah,
the best young team, like we've been talking about the OKCs of the world and stuff like that, but like the Pistons is definitely a problem. I like their whole team though. You know what I mean?
yeah. We definitely talk about them and the Houston Rockets a lot. I think them is me and yo two. I think I'm gonna say two of our favorite young teams for sure. We just, I mean, what they bring to the game and the players they have within the, on their team to bring that to as well.
He
And
said, "Here we go, another year away, team." Nah, nah, nah. The Pistons is like multiple years away for real,
yeah,
but
I
this
give them
you
three. They
got
get a couple
like
pieces.
this be the problem with teams like the Pistons, bro. This is I'm gonna tell y'all, and this is what I don't understand about the NBA. And I get it too, though. Small market, they ain't trying to pay the luxury tax and
Hmm.
all that other good stuff. But the Pistons is a team that sometimes you gotta throw the pie in the oven, you just gotta let it bake. Like you got K. K about to hit his prime in like 2 years. He about to actually hit his prime in like 2 years. He already cooking up though. Y'all see what he is. Then you got the Thompson twin. He your defensive dude. He do everything on the court, bro, and it don't even be points. He do everything else though. But a sleeper signing though, they had Tim Hardaway. They signed Tim Hardaway, and Tim Hardaway, I didn't never understood why he was in the finals last year on the bench. I was confused, like, bro, what? And then I don't understand though. This is where teams like this mess up. Well, I don't even think they messed up because, like I said, you got to put the pie in the oven. You got to let it bake. They signed Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris got one of the greatest agents of all time. He's the only dude I know that average 8 points and get $100 million contracts.
Big bang.
But that's cool. But they got Jalen Doran out of Memphis. He one of the up and coming young bigs that I love him, bro. I
Yeah,
love
he
him.
got he got
Then
him.
you got Mike Beasley, former Laker. You got Dennis Schroeder, former Laker. You got some guy. You got Isaiah Stewart, a tough guy. They got all the guys they need for you. Just gotta let the pie bake, bro. You gotta let it bake.
Yeah. So I mean, that's another thing. We talked about a lot is just
Who a
seeing.
bum? Who a bum? Who a bum, Unc?
He's
Come
talking
on,
about
put the name in the chat right now. Put the name in the chat.
he
Who a
talk
bum?
he talking about
Tobias.
your pig. He talking
Nah,
about
he talking about Tobias Harris. He is a bum.
uh
You better be talking about Tobias Harris.
that's
At
one of
least,
his ex. That's one
yeah,
of his
that's his
older
guy.
boys.
He like, oh nah, I'm
Yeah,
having nightmares. He over there having nightmares.
man. It has not been the greatest basketball season for Unc, and I don't feel bad for him because it has not been for me. Yeah,
Basketball or football, it ain't been great for him at all
man.
around. Like it ain't been great for him at all. We ain't gonna
I
talk
ain't
about that though right now. That's
Yeah,
for another
I
show.
ain't even gonna speak on that, boy. Did you have other than that? Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk to the people about? Let them know.
Nah, I'm getting ready. I want you to get your notes together, man. I'm getting ready for these combines. We got to do another mock draft, man.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
mock draft coming soon. And definitely tune in to the live streams because I will definitely be streaming some of the city league action, or well, not city league, the district action from these basketball games that's going on in high school, girls and boys. So everybody got to tune in, man.
yeah. Make sure y'all staying locked in, man. Make sure y'all follow this page as well, FanDuel Zay. It's up in the chat, man. Go like, subscribe to FanDuel Zay, man. When I say he's been working at times where I might have been asleep, we all might have been asleep, man. He's been up doing some things. So shout out to you, man. Appreciate the new introduction and things like that, man. It was funky, man. I was so geeked watching it as we was coming in, looking at each other before we came in. Like it's dope, man, and we appreciate everything you bring to the table and what you've been doing as well. Um, we got to check on that, double check. I think it is a couple more teams still in the city left to play. The brackets has been so crazy. The
Oh,
bracket,
I can tell y'all, Northland's still up in there. Ridge got a game on Tuesday against Bishop Hartley. I'll probably be streaming that game.
okay,
That's on the boys' side. As far as oh no, Eastmore is still in. Eastmore beat Marion Franklin on Saturday.
Mm,
So they're still in there. Who else? I think Centennial is still in, if I'm not mistaken.
mm.
No, Centennial ain't in. They lost. They lost to Hartley. But on the girls' side, I don't think we got nobody left. I don't think we have nobody left. Yeah, but Afrocentric. We got Afrocentric. That's it.
Man, and they going for another consecutive title. I mean, it's a powerhouse over there.
It's gonna be
All
tough,
things
man.
pro,
It's gonna be
man.
tough
So
though, man.
yeah, the balance in the leagues, City League, OCC. I mean, it's getting very competitive, and we've been seeing some of it with our own eyes. We just like what we've been able to see on the basketball side, as well as other sports. We have City League that's been out there doing volleyball, doing all types of interviews within the city for the schools as well. So make
Hey,
sure that
I ain't gonna lie though. I'm sorry to cut you off, Moss.
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie though. Like it ain't really just a city thing for me because it's a
yeah,
lot of kids out here, man, that come from like the roots of where we come
where we
from.
come
They
from,
ain't
yeah,
really they ain't really from where we from, but like they come from the roots of it, and it's still inside them. So it like my nephew played for Reynoldsburg, man. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
like he got dog in him too, though. So
yeah.
it's all positive over here. It ain't nothing negative. That's all we want to get in. It's
Yeah,
positive energy and positive vibes.
definitely, man. I agree, and we definitely, like you said, man. Likewise, it's not just the city. We stepping out, and we seeing all different types. We in the OCC, we in every different conference that you might think of. We've been checking out, and we interested. So if it's you out there, you want us to come out and support you and your sports and your children and what they're doing, definitely get at us. Let us know. We can come out. We can stream it live. We could do so many more things as well for you. Just get with us. But as for tonight, this show, it's almost 11 o'clock, man. So post game, WTP Sports Dudes, for all those that was tuning in, man, we greatly appreciate y'all. As we always say, FanDuel's in, man. FanDuel, Zay, you want to take us out?
Hey man, listen, like and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe and hit that bell, man, or hit that like button, man.
For free.
We out here working hard to bring y'all free content, man. The least y'all can do is just hit that like button and subscribe. Hey, we always got the big homie Unc WTP Sports Dudes. He did it first, and we coming up and bringing it even rawer and colder. You know what I mean? So, hey, shout out to that man with many hats, aka City League TV, aka T1. You know what I mean? Hey, shout out to Parlay Poe. Hey, I don't like that maize and blue though. But shout out to you. You my dog though. Hey, and we always here though. We kicking it. We got Level Up Sports 10, Joe Mossberg in the building, and you know how
Yes,
we
sir.
kicking it. Hey, and I'm your main guy, FanDuel Zaya, man. Hey, like, subscribe. Hey, tap in with all of us, man. We got great content coming y'all's way, and we're gonna keep it going.
As we always do. We
Peace.
out. Peace.